Does it make sense for single Suzy to work once she's retired? After I did my expose on James about him working, getting $37,000 a year in income while he's on Social Security, had a number of people say, can you do the same for singles? I said, yeah, absolutely. So let's go into single Suzy here. And single Suzy is the person I use a lot in my course, by the way, retirement planning school. And if you go to heritagewealthplanning.com, on the very top, you'll see where it says retirement planning course. You click on that. It's half off until the end of the year. So it's $250. So you get $250 discount to the end of the year, and then it'll go to the normal price of $500. And there's a 30-day money-back guarantee, my friends. Why you wouldn't do it, I don't know. But just go ahead and get it. Buy it for $250, because if you think you're going to buy it later, you're going to pay $500. Don't do that. And once you own the course, it's yours. I mean, you can look at it every day you want. You can wait for a year to look at it. I got a couple courses on Teachable, one on permaculture, propagating plants and whatnot, that I bought in 2017, which I have yet to look at, which I plan on to come this, probably late in the winter. And I got another one on copywriting. So once you buy these courses, you own them for good, which is it's actually pretty cool. All right. So we got single Suzy here. We're going to say she's getting $25,000 in Social Security, all right, and just for a nice round number. Now, for those of you who say, no one's getting $25,000, man, that's only, about $2,100 a month. Her AIME is probably $4,000 or something like that, which means, roughly, off the top of my head, I don't know, but let's say $5,000. I doubt it's even that. I bet it's about $4,000. Which means if her AIME is $4,000, that means she's making on average $48,000 a year through the course of her life. So you can easily get a $25,000 a year Social Security benefit if you just wait till your full retirement age. You don't have to be Mr. Burns. Excellent. You just got to be a regular working Joe. All right, we're going to say she has $13,000 a year coming from an IRA. That's what James had. Maybe I'll reduce it, whatever. We're just going to use that number for right now. And then we're going to say she's making $12,000 a year as a W-2 employee, working at the Pike Nursery up the street, watering plants and selling stuff to people who want to come in. All right, so what we do is we say 25 plus 25, her total income is $50,000 a year. But of course, like always, the first thing we got to do is figure out how much of her Social Security will be subject to taxation. So we take all her other income, her $12,000 W-2 plus her $13,000 IRA, that's $25,000. Then we half her Social Security, which is $12,500. So it gives her provisional income of $37,500. Now remember, provisional income, looking for my pen, provisional income is just to determine how much of her Social Security will be subject to taxation. So if memory serves, the 0 first to 25 for a single person is 0, 25 to 34 is 50%, and anything above 34 is 85%. Okay, good. So here we got 37,500. So we're going to take 37,500 minus 25, which leaves us 12,500 will be in this thing. All right, so of the 12,500, 9,000 is in the first threshold. All right, which leaves us, 3,500. All right, so we got 9,000 times 0.5 equals 4,500, and 3,000 times 0.85, which I have my trusty calculator. So if you want your own trusty calculator, I got a link in the show notes. You need a trusty calculator, I'm telling you, man. 3,500 times 0.85 is 2975. So in this case, 2975, add those up, plus 4,500. Her taxable Social Security would be 7,475. Can you all see that? Yeah, it looks like you can. 7,475 will be her taxable Social Security. So let me just real quickly repeat what I did here. So the first thing we got to figure out is what is her provisional income, which will determine how much of her Social Security benefit is subject to income tax. And what you do is you take half of the Social Security benefit plus all other income sources other than Roth IRA. So tax-exempt bonds, for instance, go into the numbers. I cannot stress this enough. So in this case, half of her Social Security plus all other income, her provisional income is $37,500. Because she's single, the first $25,000 of that $37,500 is not subject to any tax whatsoever. The next $9,000 of that is 50% of that amount is taxable. Again, okay? Anything above $34,000 85% of that taxable. When you just do the basic calculation, you get $7,475 is her taxable Social Security. So let's bring this over here, right there. Okay, there we go. And so now we got to figure out what her taxable income is. So let's move this over just a tad. There we go. So we know we have $7,475 is her taxable Social Security. If we take our trusty calculator, we divide $7,475 by $25,000. So 30% of her Social Security is subject to taxation. Not that big of a deal. Then we add this other stuff. $25,000 will be. So her taxable income will be $32,475, or AGI will be $32,475. All right. So in this case, we're going to say her standard deduction is $13,600. We're going to say she's over 65 years old. Again, what we did to get her AGI is we took her taxable Social Security plus all this other income, and we added them together. That gets $32,475. $32,475. We subtract by $13,600, and and that's her AGI. Her taxable income is $18,875. Tax income. All right, so we know we're just going to say roughly the first $10,000 is at the 10% tax bracket, and 8,875 is at the 12. That's not 100% right, but it's pretty doggone close. And 8,875 times 0.12 is $1,065. So her total tax is $2,065. That's what her total tax is. All right, so in this case, she made I tell you what, let's do this. $2,065. What we're gonna do is we're gonna write that up here. Tax $2,065, and I'll come back and show you what I'm talking about here in just a second. On $50,000 of income. All right, cool. Yeah. All right, good. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to erase all this, and how much for a Social Security? 30% of SSI taxable. I just want to keep that note for myself because I'm going to keep going forward on this here. So what we're going to do is we're going to say, what if she doesn't work? So let's get rid of this. We're going to say, what is her tax if she doesn't work? So for her working to make that $12,000 a year, let's just see. Let's see what it shakes out as. I don't know. And we're going to say her W-2 is 12. All right, so blank. All right. So $50,000 of income. She's netting $48,000 right there. So she's netting $48,000 a year on $50,000 of income. Now you got to factor in FICA too. Don't forget. So 13. Actually, let's go ahead and do that too. So she had $12,000. I didn't do that. I'll just write it up here. She had $12,000 of income. 12 times 7.65%. That's another $918 of tax. So we got $2,000 plus. I forgot to add FICA to that. So basically $3,000 is her tax. All right. So $3,000 is her tax when you factor in FICA. I forgot to add FICA because she is working. She has an income, an earned income, which is subject to FICA. All right. So now what we're going to do, we're going to say single Suzy. She has Social Security, $25,000, IRA, $13,000. All right, so we got to do the same thing. We're going to take $13,000 plus half of that, which is $12,500. $25,500 is her provisional income. Well, we know for right out the gate, the first $25,000 is tax-free. That leaves her $500 times 0.5. So $250 of her $25,000 will be subject to income tax here. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to say $250 plus $13,000, which is $13,250, which standard deduction $13,600, no taxable income. All right. So in this case, she has $37,000 a year income, and that's what she's netting. So for her to work, she was netting 40. She had 50. She was netting here $47,000 after tax, Here she's netting $37,000 after tax. So her to work those extra whatever she's working, an extra $12,000 a year, netted her, basically, 38,000. Excuse me. Yeah, netted her $9,000. So for her to work, single Suzy, it netted her $9,000. So it cost her, is basically put her in, what would that be? A 33% tax bracket or 25% tax bracket? That'd be, because she lost $3,000 on 12. Yeah, 25% tax bracket. Yeah. So for her to work costs her 25% tax bracket. When you factor in FICA, the tax on Social Security and income tax too. So in that case, she's working at whatever, how many hours she's working. We'll just say 2,800. That's not. We'll say 1,040. Say she had a part-time job, 1,040. Let's get rid of this right here. Hold on just a second. Where's my right here? We'll say she worked 1,040 hours because she worked part-time, and she netted $9,000. All right, 1,000. So we take 9,000 divided by 1,040. What's her average dollar? How much per hour is she making there? 9,000 divided by 1,040, because there's 2,080 hours in a typical 40-hour work week, by the way. She's making $8.65 an hour. All right, so $8.65 an hour. Is that worth it? I mean, I don't know. I mean, she needs the money, yeah, but I mean, it just, see, that's the thing. Once you're on Social Security, labor, you got to factor in FICA and the income tax as well. That now puts Social Security subject to taxation. Plus, they're going to have the other tax. She was in a 12% tax bracket, but essentially it cost her 25% because she lost, by working, she lost $3,000 of that $12,000 of gross income. That's a 25% tax bracket. There's no other way to look around it. Because you got the FICA 7.65, you got the 12% marginal tax bracket she's in, but then you got to factor in also you're pulling what was $500 of taxable Social Security, and I think it was before 7,400, and so basically nothing was taxable, and now all of a sudden 30% of her Social Security is taxable. So for her to work, it puts her in a 25% tax bracket. It's just bad news there. So again, if she needs the money, nothing to do about it, but if she doesn't need the money, well, don't do it. I mean, you could do it if you enjoy it. I don't have a problem with that, but just remember, if it's some crappy old job, well, go get something else that's not a crappy old job if you're going to do it anyway. Want to go be a barista at your local freaking bean place, or you want to, I don't know what you want to do, but don't do that if you don't like it because you need that extra $1,000 a month, because you're not going to net that extra $1,000 a month. You're going to net $750 for some crappy old job. It's not worth it. All right, we'll see you.